Hello and welcome to the Fairhaven Homes Match of the Round, proudly supported by Totally Workwear Gippsland stores. There's a new store that's just opened in Pakenham, so be sure to visit for all your essential work needs. Today we'll see the Korumburra Bena Giants host the Korumburra Demons. The Giants, who are currently 1-6, 11th on the ladder after being dismantled by Bunyip last week, and they'll hope to rebound against the 3-4 Korumburra side placed at 7th on the ladder, who had a commanding win over the bottom of the ladder Garfield. Joined by co-commentator Bailey Allen today. Great to have you alongside me. How are you adjudicating the match today?
Thanks, Dylan. Adjudicating, do you mean by like a tip like that? Or yeah. So I reckon I would go Korumburra here. Accuracy has been an issue for them over this season. Even Garfield last week, 19 behinds along with their 18 goals. So accuracy is going to really going to be the key point to a win for Korumburra today. So that's some improvement I'd like to see. But Korumburra, they've just been a bit poor. Obviously, they got absolutely crushed by, I think it was Bunyip last week. So yeah, I'd go Korumburra in the end.
Well, as you can probably tell on the broadcast, there are some severe winds. We're located outside today in the nature, but it's beautiful weather. The blue skies just opened up. It is a little chilly, but it won't affect the players, so we do apologise if there are some large winds heard on the broadcast. But as we just touched on, an 81-point loss for Korumburra last week. They're 1-6. Their one win has come over the bottom of the ladder Garfield, and that was by just the 4 points. As for Korumburra, they scored 127 last week, and as my co-commentator here said, accuracy is a problem. 18 goals, 19 last week. Earlier on in the year they kicked 3 goals, 16, but they definitely do have the goal kickers. Jason Wells has kicked 6 goals 3 times, and there are plenty of brothers in this game.
Yeah, there's quite a few. You got the Vosses here, the Camaranos. They're both for Korumburra, and then you've got a couple of Walkers for the Giants as well. So yeah, just want to touch more on the scoring from Korumburra. They're 7th at the moment, but I just don't really see them pushing for finals at the moment. Warrigal, they're 6th, but there's a lot of separation between quality and sides still. So yeah, Korumburra, they've been a bit average this season, but at least they can boost the percentage against the 2 bottom sides in the past 2 weeks. So it'll certainly be interesting to see how the D's go today.
Your pre-game show sponsored by Fused by King G, as both sides just continue to warm up. Now, I believe the wind is just poking to the left of screen. I may be wrong, but the coin toss just about to happen, and Korumburra is kicking to the left of screen. So, assuming that he's picked the side with the wind, they'll look to get off to a hot start.
And you're exactly right. It's going left here. It's 13 km/h winds coming from the west here at Korumburra. So it could affect some of the goal kicking today, but hopefully it's still a clean contest of footy. And I was just saying before, we've got a long, skinny ground here at Korumburra, so we could you add in the wind into that equation, and we could see quite a few mistakes with the kicking, and it could go out in the full a few times for our senior game today.
Now, Jason Wells, as we spoke on before, 23 goals through 7 games, so that's just over 3 per game, and he'll look to stamp his authority again. As for Korumburra, the leading goal kicker for them is definitely Paul Fermanis, and he's showed glimpses of talent, but they just need to get the ball forward to him. That's been the problem, the lack of inside 50 entries, and they have been on the end of a 138-point loss, a 96-point loss, and also an 89-point loss, followed by 81-point loss last week. So let's hope that it's quite the opposite as the players move to their starting positions.
So yeah, Fermanis, he can push forward, but he's also a really good big-bodied midfielder as well, Paul Fermanis, and he hasn't played a whole lot of footy this year, but he's kicked 8 majors in the games he's played, so he's probably been the best player for this Giants side, despite him only playing about half the season.
Nearly all set and ready to go here at Korumburra Oval. So there's 2 games separating these 2 sides, but on the ladder and the scoreboard, it seems like, as you said before, there is a lot of separation between 7th and 12th, but also 7th and 6th. So it seems like Korumburra are in that midsection, and it's difficult to judge them, but we'll get a bit of an idea today.
Well, it's a big improvement from last year, Dylan. They finished 11th last year with a record of 1-10 in the 11 games played in the West Gippsland Football League last year. So it's a good sign of improvement for the D's.
So here we go. Fletcher McMillan in the ruck for Korumburra. In a tangle with his opponent in Daniel Brown. It's knocked down. A scrap immediately begins to build, and the umpire will call for a ball up. I feel like we might see that today very often. Plenty of stoppages in last week's game of the round. A nice paddle down into the hands of Camerano of the Mitchell variety. He kicks out wide to the wing. A big set of knuckles from behind by Kennewell. Slowly just edges forward towards the half-forward flank for Korumburra. But now they can rebound. Korumburra on the outer side.
So Giants, it was a good mark and it was a low kick, but got into the hands of a Giant eventually. It was Wade McDonald who marked it in the end and centres the footy. This is dangerous here for the Giants. They're looking good, but it's been good pressure by the D's. Trying to push inside the Giants. Ball spilling everywhere. Can't really find any open option. It goes out of bounds. That will be Korumburra taking it out. So I've really liked the D's pressure so far. It's been excellent, especially when going inside 50. Korumburra did look like they were going to get an easy score there. So tap over, Korumburra, clear the ball out. You're now going onto the Ross family stand wing. And it'll go back out of bounds for another throw-in.
So a nice start early, just both sides battling it out. One inside 50 each. And where it's centre wing, just outside the Ross family stand, the opposite side for us. A shallow throw in. Brown able to knock it down to a teammate, and now they can remove the ball and head forward. Centre half forward now. Mark's been taken, he winds up on the left, advances deep into attack. Great body use, and an even better mark by Paul Fermanis, the man we talked about earlier.
Yeah, he's just an absolute star, this man. His best goal kicking year came in 08 for Oakley District, when he kicked 51 goals, and he's also had 3 seasons where he's kicked 40 plus, and was one of the major signings for the Giants from Somerville. And his house is only just about 700 metres away from the grounds as well, so he's got an easy walk.
Been a tough season for this side, but they can get the start that they would love to have. Paul Fermanis kicks his first.
Yeah, just a brilliant start from the Giants. Korumburra, they've been a bit behind everyone at the moment, so their pressure's been good, but playing a bit of catch-up early. So seems like it will be a bit of a test from how the Giants have just displayed their product. Like what I've seen so far. So I think it's Brown to take the ruck duties for Korumburra. Sorry, it was Fletcher McMillan for Korumburra. So ball's thrown up. They're pushing further towards the 50, the Giants. I'm liking the product they're showing here. Kick had no real target. Collects the footy. That was Joel Koeman. And goes out of bounds. It was touched, so it won't be on the full.
Half forward flank for Korumburra. The home crowd obviously with them, looking for their second win of the season. That had plenty of depth in the throw. Tenaciously holding tight on the tackle was that man Koeman. But now Korumburra connects it, a hand pass in front of himself. They'll plea for deliberate. But we have another ball up in the exact same position.
So the Giants, they've been busy early. Korumburra don't need an answer at the moment, but the repeat inside 50 entries do look like they'll be occurring. So That's Cozzy there. Oh, that's a nice little don't argue there from a Demon. Almost mark, could have been in the back. Umpire disagrees. Moving the Demons are. That's Mitch Camerano. And it's smothered by the Giants there. That was Alex Walker, sorry. He's a loyal man, Alex. He's been at Korumburra since 2009 and hasn't played for any other club, that man. And the club appreciates his loyalty when he re-signed. So Cozzy lurking. He's been a good signing for Kui Rupp. So lots of stoppages early, and we'll have another boundary throw in. And that time it's Darcy Hargrave going over the line.
Centre wing broadcast side. 1 goal, 6 Korumburra to no score for Kui Rupp reads the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. The new store has just opened in Pakenham, so be sure to check it out. Hands touching the footy everywhere, just kicked along the ground forward. The Giants, they have some room to manoeuvre, but only momentarily because Kui Rupp will go the other way. And Agnostu, and now a flying shot at goal from Matthew Voss. But it just faded to the left. It was tight, but that wind had a major impact, and they ran to play from full back. Lead comes up by Alex Walker, and it was immediately shrugged off. So they'll move it forward, mark it half back for them. Darcy Hargrave, he'll assess what's ahead. Got a couple of nice leads, and that is a perfect pinpoint kick. Lallo hand passes it off immediately for Grabham, and Kui Rupp intervene. McMaster over the top, and Agnostu again. Looked to centre the ball, or in fact he had a shot, but he's missed wide right.
And Cozzy Anagnostu, he's got a difficult name, that big fella, but he's had an outstanding year with the Demons. He's earned a best on ground shout out for 6 of his 7 games, he has. So he's been a very important signing from Noble Park. And they'll just kick it over to the other side, the Giants. And they've got to be a little bit slower with the footy. Kui Rupp starting to, with their pressure, starting to cause some turnovers now. So he's told to play on. That looks like a good, strong mark. That was nearly Daniel Brown taking that one. Another repeat inside 50 entry, and it's cut off by a Giants. And Hargrave, probably could have run to that one, but it was a poor execution of a kick, and we'll have a boundary throw in just outside Kui Rupp's 50. So the Demons probably had a bit more of the momentum in the last couple minutes, but the scoreboard still reads 6-2, so down by 4 early in the first. Ball tumbling. Giants getting around it. It was a good tackle, and it was called high. Darcy Hargrave around the shoulder there, and that was a tackle from Nathan Voss. So assessing his options here. It's setting up pretty well behind the ball, Kui Rupp. That's a dangerous kick. Oh, it's a good, strong mark. And that was Jai Celebrine. Goes across the wing. You're now looking at the Ross family stand. That's a big, strong mark. That one was in favour of Korumburra. On the hands. Enter inside 50. Hargrave, he's been busy early. Big, strong mark taken. And that will once again be Paul Fermanus.
Wow. Have a look at this man. Already his second shot at goal that he'll line up for. And definitely putting his imprint on the game. So they had their chances, the Demons, just the 2 behinds. Multiple entries, as fellow co-commentator has said so. In he comes. Paul Fermanus, 30 metres out. It was never in doubt. What a start for the Giants. 2 straight 12 to 2 behinds on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard.
And Paul Fermanus and Darcy Hargrave especially. Hargrave created that opportunity. He received the hands. It was a brilliant kick inside 50. Great composure. The Demons just cannot stop Hargrave at the moment. His contested footy has been immaculate. So it's been a great start for the Korumburra Bena Giants.
And this is what they've lacked in previous weeks.
Yeah, just they've been absolutely pummeled in games, and this is what they need, a good start. So that's Josh Hargreaves. Kicks it along to the wing. Might have a boundary throw in here if it rolls out, but somehow kept in play. Kui Rupp get their hands on it. That's Mitch Camerano with the footy. Then they push forward. Now you're looking at Matty Voss. Over the hands. He's struggling to find anyone. It's pressure, pressure, pressure here from the Giants. They just cannot get a clean look at the footy, the Ds. And it looks like we'll have the ball wrapped up, and umpire calls mine, but pressure footy the Giants are playing.
Absolutely relentless, wasn't it?
Not a single open option for the Ds at the moment. They're all manning up well. He eventually finds Cozzy. They continue to push forward, so now they're out here, the Ds. Got to get a good kick. Was a little bit low there from a kick from a Kui Rupp teammate. Oh, it was almost a mark there from Camerano, but it was smothered well, and umpire calls my ball once again.
Almost in the centre of the ground. Nearly 10.5 minutes into the first quarter as McMillan, not a very defining tap. Voss slung down in the tackle now, centre half forward. What can they muster up here, the Giants? Or barrelling through the pack was Fermanis again. He's already kicked two and a ball up. Just ahead of centre half forward, about 55, 60 metres from the Giants' goal. They're up by 10, but they might put a stop to it. The Demons now. Anagnostu, searching kick through the centre of the ground. They flick it up and chain the handballs. That's a searing ball inside 50, just eluded a couple of Demons. The Giants will track it down. Remains ajar. Only momentarily Galante gets to it, but he's quickly brought down in the tackle.
No, Galante, he's a purebred Demon. Played 4 seasons with Kui Rupp between 2016 and 2019 before he moved to Fair Park last year, but he returned in the off-season to be a Demon once again, and looks like they'll exit outside. Oh, that's an error there from the Giants. They had an open passage, and now they can move here. So you're looking at Nathan Moritor. Gave it off. Wind just dragging the kick, and it was a good spoil in the end.
And it still continues to creep over. Look how far it is over the fence.
Yeah, it went over the Utes and the Vans. Fans are probably appreciating it didn't absolutely smash the windscreen.
I said that last week.
Yeah.
Dangerous times for those cars.
So, boundary throw in deep inside 50 for the Ds, looking for their first major. Haven't been able to get it just yet, but the Giants, they get out. They've got such great composure, but maybe not on that. We saw an incident just seconds before, and it's a good leading mark there. That one's by Byron Walker.
One of the many Walker brothers.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, especially for Korumburra today. Almost came out with a mark there, the Giants, and now you've got Fermanis. Oh, he's taken a good contested grab. It's got to be 50 metres. He's not. I thought that would have been 50 metres for sure.
Maybe another controversial 50-metre call after last night's AFL clash.
Yes, of course, Chad Warner kicked it right into the SCG stands after the game, and Jack Rewalt and Dustin Martin thought it was going to be a 50, but it was much of the opposite. So, D's deep in the back line. He's just going to have to chuck it on the boot there. A Kui Rupp player, and it's going to go out of bounds after a contest from Luke McMaster and James Dunn of the Giants.
Centre wing, Demons yet to capitalise on any opportunity. McMillan this time. Voss enters the scene. Nearly taken high was one of the Giants in there. But a ball up, that was Darcy Hargrave being brought down. So a party at the wing. Look at all the players just float around this football. McMillan went early, was paddled down to his teammate. And now they'll venture forward again. Had to bounce obligingly and did. He struggled to pick it up. Did Josh Hargreaves, and another boundary throw in. So the wind has definitely calmed down, for the moment at least. And Korumburra taking advantage of it while they can. Sails about 20 metres from the throw-in. Out of the pack, Anagnostu. Didn't get a lot of meterage, but he goes with the second effort. He was very persistent. His teammate struggled to remove it. And as a result, he was penalised.
It's been really high pressure footy, as we mentioned before. The Demons, they can't create any space at the moment. It's just all been clogged up. So inside 50 entry. Oh, it's big lead there. That one was from Byron Walker, but just couldn't get a grab. However, that was a good contested mark. It was Brody Yap. He was contesting it, saying it was touched, and now they play on. So they go across the wing. Giants got a few players open. So he runs off.
Oh, it's another whistle.
What was it for? Didn't see exactly what was it for. Did you get that, Dylan? He crept over the mark, yep. We're hearing. So it will be a 50-metre penalty.
Just a couple of special comments from Kyle Pova.
Working on the stream, of course. So he's going to have it directly in front.
Or is it a free? It is a free kick to the Giants. I'm not sure what's happening here. Oh, forward. There we go.
So it was a 50-metre penalty. He's crept over the mark, the Demon, and they've just got the 50-metre penalty. Have got a free shot on goal, that one. So
confusion all around. But as a result, the Giants have kicked 3 straight. And the Demons are 2 behind. So 16-point lead has opened up on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard.
And look, the Giants aren't probably they're probably not going to make finals. It's unlikely, but you know, the wins like this, they get your confidence up, which is what it's all about. And Korumburra, they're really fighting for their season today. So this is not the effort you want to see from them if you're, of course, a Demons fan. So Brown, he's been good in the ruck today, but couldn't get the hit out in that occasion. Oh, it's tackled nicely. That's got to be holding the ball, and I think it is. Found an open man in Matt Lillo. Hands it off. And a poor kick. Was trying to go for Paul Fermanus, but just off to the left of him and a bit low, and it goes out of bounds. Or out on the full it was, sorry. So, Demons should probably run a switch. You've got Tyson Twitt over here. Or Twite, sorry. But it's intercepted nicely. That one was by Tyler Newton. And Newton, inside 50 entry, is a 2-on-1 here. Can he end up with the mark? That's got to be a contender for Mark of the Day. By, of course, Fairhaven Holmes. What a grab there from the Giants. So really capitalising on their opportunities, Dylan.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a contender for our Fused by King G Mark of the Day.
Have I said the wrong sponsor?
It's all right. Plenty of airtime. They'll both appreciate it.
So you're looking at about a kick from 45 out. Probably doesn't have the legs and goes a bit off to the right. Out of bounds. Boundary throw in. On the set shot there.
Just trying to see who took that mark. Definitely give him a mention in our post-game show.
I think it was Joel Koeman. But white numbers, hard to see on the orange in the sunlight. So now you're looking at Murator. Kicks it across the wing. Might go out of bounds on the full. Not quite. And he can tap it to himself here. That's Brody Yap. But now he's got a couple Giants on him. Composure, composure. That was beautiful on the hands. And inside 50 entry. Oh, he's run that one. He's run a bloody country mile there. That's Kyle Nunn. And he's probably should look for another option here. But maybe he's got the confidence to go back on one of the toughest angles in footy on the left.
Yep,
and
wrong side.
He's got the wind as well. So he'll line up. Kicks it. Oh, that's looking good. Will it have the legs? Not quite. And a strong grab by Korumburra. That is not too shabby that one from Nathan Voss.
Oh, I think that could also be a contender for our Fused by King G mark of the day.
He slams it home as well. Nathan Voss played a NAB league for Gippsland Power, but his local team has always been Korumburra. He's a red and blue man. So that is the sort of stuff that gets your side up and moving. Need a bit of motivation, do the Demons, and that's just what they need.
I thought the kick was set up perfectly as well. Probably not intentional by Kyle Nunn, but just fortuitously worked out for Nathan Voss, and definitely a contender, as I said, for our Fused by King G mark of the day as we wait for the bounce.
And from Nunn as well, the kick on set shot wasn't actually too shabby either. So
Yep. So back in the middle, it's a 10-point lead for the Giants. Finally, the Demons are able to kick their first. Just bobbles around, finally falls back in place. Boundary throw in. Oh, not a boundary throw in, rather, just a ball up. Centre of the ground, McMillan and Brown again. They'll fight it out. Just thrusting himself with the footy was Voss. Crashing through, McMillan again. He was restrained. He managed to keep it moving, and only to his own detriment because the Giants were there. Necessary intervention from all their midfielders. Davey, they'll work it across the back line. Now back to the wing. Is that reeled in? No. Still kept alive by Cumin. And he had a teammate in his eyesight. Up to half forward. Great punch from behind. And look at this man go. That's Camerano. He's been influential today. Just regresses down to the back pocket, and now at centre half back is Bailey Galanti, who had an outlet on the outer side. Did have to go back, but that was in order to move it forward again. Nathan Voss. His fourth possession in a couple of minutes. And definitely one of the marks of the day so far. They all congregate at the wing. Stays in play. Lunging again at the footy. All the midfielders putting their bodies on the line. Unglued, and a free kick has been spotted. Nathan Voss again. He's got an appetite for the footy at the moment. Measured that one. Didn't hit a teammate, and a Giant was there to intercept.
So Giants looking to push forward. Oh, kick went a little bit too far ahead. So we've got some birds chirping in the background. So as Darcy Hargrave had the footy, and they kick it along the wing. So now you're looking at a Giant. Pushes it across the wing. Further down the field towards 50. Could have taken the mark there, but it was a good contest by Travis Bindley. And ball continues to spill out. We've got a bit of stagnation here. So looking for an entry. Backs that kick. That's going to be holding the ball. Not quite. Just got it off. And that would be Matty Voss intercepting that. Or it's actually Fletcher McMillan.
Yeah, the ruckman.
So intercepted nicely. Oh, big bump there from Brody Yap.
So we just hear the umpire's explanation. So it will be a free kick for the Giants on the wing. Plenty of meterage in it. Flying through out of nowhere really was Lallo. Spills to ground level. Twite couldn't pick it up. And now Murator. Just has to be disciplined. Had a couple of Giants poaching him, but they were unsuccessful. Searching kick around the outer side. Parker, he was the only demon there. Now a couple of others join him. The Giants, they have to be slick. Hand pass back into trouble. Again, it just bobbles around, and a ball up finally called.
So just a bit of stagnation between the two sides now. No scoring really happening, but now you've got options open in the 50, but there are more Demons there in the contest. Exit inside 50, Korumburra plays absolutely running their hearts out towards the footy. You're now looking at Jordan Grabman. He's been really got off half back. I liked his game. Spoiled nicely. And they've now got possession, and That would be high, a free kick going in the way of Jesse Camerano. And he's been at Korumburra his entire career as well. He's a demon at heart.
I liked what I've seen from both of the Cameranos today, thus far.
Yeah, especially Mitch. Mitch has been really good, and they're looking dangerous here. So here's Cozzy, handballs it over. That was clever. Now they've got open options here. Oh, I just cannot get two hands on the Sharon. But they're still looking dangerous. Snaps it around the body. Luke McMaster, take a bow, young fella. So clever snap there on the right.
Certainly some mastery there.
Luke McMaster, he's an excellent cricketer as well. He had a game for Korumburra in 2019. He had three wickets, only allowed 9 runs off 10 overs. 7 of the 10 overs were maidens.
So he's a multi-sport specialist, is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, he's a talented individual, is Luke McMaster. So
the margin has been cut to 4. 25 minutes in. It's 3 straight to 2-2 on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard as we resume hostilities in the middle. Brown to the advantage of Hargreaves, who just bashes it forward. Had to be kind. The bounce did, and it wasn't initially. Finally collected to centre half forward. Look at all these demons surrounding the footy, but the one giant in the mix did enough. Only temporarily. Murator. Plenty of altitude in the kick. Demon fell down there. Couldn't quite see who it was. In fact, I think it might have been Voss again. So putting his body on the line as it spills over the line. And for a boundary throw-in on the opposite side of the broadcast at the wing. Nearly 26 minutes in.
Nathan Voss, he's had a really good game for Korumburra. He's had lots of the footy early. I've also haven't minded Cozzy for Korumburra. He's been really good as well. So, boundary throw-in. Not the greatest. Oh, it's kicked out nicely by a demon, but it's a 2v2. Who's going to win in this instance? And they've run out of bounds, the demons. Probably just didn't have enough space in the end. So, another throw-in. Demons have looked a lot more dangerous in the past couple minutes. Push towards 50. That's almost a mark, but not quite. He was muscled out. That was Jason Wells. Ball nearly goes towards the boundary line. Demons collected again, been getting lots of the footy and centres it nicely.
He's lining up for a shot. I think he's confident in his ability here.
It's about 50 out. That's Nathan Voss again. So he's been probably best on grounds at the moment.
Definitely. I do have an eye on him for the 3 votes.
So, Vossi, what can he do from 50 metres out? Oh, he striked it beautifully on the laces. How about that? Nathan Voss. We know he's talented. He was named in the Western Gippsland Football League Team of the Year for 2019 and 2021. As the siren for the first quarter goes, and Korumburra now take a 2-point lead going into quarter time.
Wow, what a surge from the Demons. It's 3 goals to 20 to 3 goals straight on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. Korumburra up by 2, an enthralling contest so far. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with you.
That all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. And it's feeling like I'm in the groove. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm burning enough. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm burning enough. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community.
Welcome back to Korumburra Oval. What a quarter we've seen. It was 3 goals early to the Giants, and the Demons replied with 3 goals of their own. So it's a 2-point lead at quarter time here with Bailey Allen. What have you liked so far, Bailey?
I've liked Nathan Voss's game. He's shown a lot of courage. He's found the footy easily. And then we had a really good highlight down here. Wasn't directly in front, on a slight angle, about 50 metres out, and he just absolutely planted it into the share in the foot. So it was a great kick from him. Darcy Hargrave, he was really good at the start of that first quarter. His contested footy was really impressive, I found. Paul Fermanis, he had a couple early. He's got 2 goals in the first, so he's been good up forward as well. So
Now, not only has Nathan Voss kicked the 2 goals, he's also had a contender for the Fused by King G mark of the day. So that was some sort of quarter that he put on, and I'd say about 8-9 disposals in there as well.
And yeah, Kyle Nunn, in that mark, Kyle Nunn, he was on a really tough angle, and the set shot actually looked all right for a second, then the wind sort of carried it over a bit, and Nathan Voss just led right out of the pack and leaped up with 2 hands. It was a great grab.
So the Giants are already out onto the field. Finally, the Demons exit their huddle. They'll kick to the right of screen, Will Kuwirup. 2-point lead on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. And now it'll be interesting to see who responds, who comes out of the gates.
I'm hoping we see a bit more from Jason Wells for Kuwirup. He didn't get much of the footy or really anywhere around in that first quarter, so I'm hoping from here now he can absolutely kick a bag.
And he's certainly not unfamiliar with kicking bags. He kicked 6 in round 1, 6 in round 2, and then 6 last week. So the second term is underway. There's the throw from the umpire. McMillan again with Brown. It just fished out. It was a looping hand pass and almost in the back, but a great tackle laid by Daniel Brown.
So
not a lot of movement forward again, similar to the first quarter out of the initial bounce. McMillan again. And Anagnostu was restrained.
So ball up, still in the centre square. Giants left 3 unanswered, so they probably need to get one quickly. Hargrave, that was a good handball. It was a throw against Kuwirup, or sorry, against the Giants, might I add. And Kozi Anexoglu, easy mark.
I think it's coming back, yep, into Kozi's hands.
So Kozi Anagnostu. He's got an absolutely difficult name, that man, doesn't it? It's intercepted nicely. That's by Matt Kenwell. And that's his first touch of the game.
Reminds me of Giannis Antetokounmpo in the NBA.
Oh, yeah, when he first burst onto the scene, that man, no one knew how to pronounce that, the Greek freak. So they go along the wing of the Giants. Oh, that's almost a grab, and he's going to pay it.
Matthew Lello.
That's a contention for our mark of the day, presented by, fused by King G. So, Lello, he played NAB League footy with the Oakley Chargers. He finds an open option in Josh Hargreaves. He's had a good game today. Got a couple touches of the footy. So, kicks on the left. Giants all alone, surrounded by Kuwirup players, and rolls out of bounds and scores loom for Korumburra Bena.
In the forward pocket for the Giants. I wonder if we'll see this all day. An early 3-goal burst. Happened in the first quarter. Now, what is the umpire's call here? I think they'll redo the throw. Yep, they will. So this time it's Lalo again, who just took a courageous mark on the wing. Now we've got a free kick going the way of the Giants. So it's Joel Cuman who'll line up about 25 metres out. It is a harsh angle, and he does have the wind right behind him.
Yeah, he played third and seniors in round 7, Cuman. So he probably got a well-earned rest over the weekend, this man.
A well-earned rest, but is it enough? Swinging back, but not enough, and it's another, or it is their first behind of the game for the Giants, and it's a 1-point lead for the D's. As we just see over the fence.
Sharon's gone into the skate park.
Timothy Miller has had to climb over.
Tim Miller, of course, Team of the Year for the West Gippsland Football League last year. He's a great, strong key back here for Kuwirup. So they go towards the Ross family stands and quickly goes out of bounds for another stoppage. So we'll have another throw in. And you've got Brown there in the ruck versus McMillan. And no one really won in that stage, but Giants did get hold of the footy. Could have been incorrect disposal, but umpire decides to let it slide and keeps the whistle away. So we'll have another ball up. Brown and McMillan. It's been a good contest today. No one really having the advantage over the other. As Nathan Moritor is wrapped up, and once again another stoppage. So thrown up. McMillan probably got the tap that time around. Bounces out of bounds, out on the full, sorry. Back over to the Giants.
Tyler Newton. This time for the Giants. Just in front of the grandstand here at Korumburra Oval. He gives that plenty to half forward. A strong mark, and it's playing on. They'll hastily kick it forward. There's Salabrine. Which way will it bounce? It'll bounce in the favour of the defence, and he just had to juggle it, and he did. That is unbelievable work by Miller again in the back line, but his kick a little futile. Sent back in by Walker. They all swarm around the footy, but it's going the way of the Demons. And they'll have to redo that. Umpire just letting them know that they have to clear out. So just steers one to Matthew Voss. One of the many Voss brothers playing today. Not as many as the Walkers, obviously, for the Giants. Again on the wing. Just splatters out. Voss again. Back into the hands of their midfield. And now they can move it forward in pursuit. The bounce just fooled them all. Voss, he might maintain it. Licked up by hand. That time by Murator. Back to Voss. And, geez, that is a big collision. Hopefully no one's hurt, but the Giants will release the footy, taken high. It's one of their backmen, and they can probably just settle things down for the moment. It'll go the Demons' way, in fact.
And
saw a reversal there. So into the leading lanes at full forward. Big punch from behind. There's Demons scattered around this one. Some space freed up. Brilliant work by Wells. And he kicks wider to Mitch Alderson, who's about 30 metres out. A similar angle to where the Giants had their shot earlier on.
And look at that. Jaso Wells here in the middle. They're getting stuck into each other, Kuirup and the Giants. And look, that has just created a wide open opportunity again for Nathan Voss. So they were too busy scuffling around, and it left a wide open option for Voss in the bright blue and pink boots today.
Now we know he has this in him.
Oh, it'd be an absolute kick and a half. Opposite end of the ground, similar kickers. He's done it again. Not quite, doesn't have the legs, but footy, it's spilling across near the boundary and just goes over. So I thought Vossi had the distance there, but not quite.
It was held up in the wind. It did look like. Mid-air, you could see just the Sharon rotation beginning to slow, as we'll have a throw-in in the forward pocket for the Demons. That is flirting with danger, really. Luckily, Tyler Newton was waiting, and it's out of bounds.
That was a good smother there from Bailey Galente. So Jason Wells, he's had a quiet game so far. Needs to step up a little bit. Oh, he's right on his back. Rightio. Oh, he's wrapped up there, and that is holding the ball. Nathan Moritor could not find anyone open. No one provided him anything. So they're going to go further across the wing. That could be 50 metres, but umpire says you're joking and keeps it just as the standard free kick.
The umpire has been a little animated today. In fact, all of them have been, especially with tensions beginning to flare. Maybe a little rivalry brewing, as that's just a little pot kick for Newton. In fact, it's for Marnus.
Yeah, he's pushed up into the middle now.
He has.
He's gone away from the forward line.
Besley just prods one to Salabrine. He'll scout every single alternative. The pack begins to form in the middle. And now they can release to the outer side. It was brilliant work done by the Giants. Across the wing. they can manufacture some sort of exit from here. The Demons, the kick a little indiscriminate. Back at half back, and Fermanus is just given, I believe it was Miller, every bit of brute strength. And it will be a free kick for sure for Timothy Miller. So through the corridor, and this is what they'll like. They need to open it up to get the ball moving quickly, just over the head of the forward line. It's quite a clustered forward line, and now they finally all fall together. Kennewell across. It was bashed up in the air. And loping after it are the defenders. That has to be an illegal hand pass. It's a throw. Sitting at half forward. Closer to the wing now as he just moves back on his line. Short chip inside. And now some evasive footwork by the Giants. Alex Walker. They chain up the handballs. A big tackle laid. And the numbers begin to multiply around this football at the half-forward flank. A 1-point lead for the Demons. It's been a bit of a stalemate in the last couple of minutes. 3-2 to 3-1 reads the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard.
So, ball dribbles along the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in right in front of the Ross family stand on the far side of the wing. So throws it in. You're looking at now different Giant in the ruck. Couldn't quite tell who that was. So over the shoulder handball. They're moving quickly now, the D's. I like this intensity. Good, strong lead. That one was from Brody Yap, but couldn't get it just in time. Giants outnumbering the Demons, but they've been clever with their use of the footy, and that's a good shot on goal. Hits the post. Oh, no. They were really good with their ball use there on the hands and by foot, and weren't rewarded for their efforts in the end. So, scoreboard reads 3-3-21 to 3-1-19 on your Totally Workwear score, the new store in Pakenham, of course. So pushes further towards the wing. They're now going towards their end of the ground, the Giants. Runs through. He's got an open man there in the goal square. Yep. Easy chest mark, textbook footy.
Well-weighted kick. You could see him just hesitate for a moment, and that's because this man was just positioning himself and relocating to full forward. Yeah, but a lovely kick.
So, the Giants will call him because we've had number changes. Senior footy, they're chronic for it. The Giants, can they hit the scoreboard once again? Oh, almost went over to the left, but goes through the two big ones. Another 6 for the Korumburra Bena Giants, and they now take the lead. So, Kui Rupp, they've really had every opportunity to score. They've had a lot more of the footy, and they've entered inside 50 a lot more than the Giants have. But it just seems as if the Giants are the ones capitalising more on their opportunities.
For sure. The one extra scoring shot for Kui Rupp. It hasn't helped so far because they've spread it evenly through points and behinds, whereas the Giants, well, they've kicked 4 goals and just the one behind. Back in the centre of the ground. And I think that's Kirk Williams, who may have changed his number. It's hit forward. Galante rode out the tackle. And we'll have another ball up again in the centre. So we'll go with Kirk Williams for the moment. Up against McMillan, 38 v 48. Ball just trickles along the ground, hacked out of the air. Not roped in. And now they'll loop the hand pass over the top, grab him short. And a nice tackle by Camerano. In fact, it wasn't a nice tackle. It's been seen as high. Half forward for the Giants. And it's a 50-metre penalty.
Another. It's been a few of them called today, Dylan.
Yeah. Now, I believe he did walk over the mark there. The umpire was quite stern on letting him know where he should stand, but I think he's broken the rule there. So they'll line up again to increase their lead. It's currently 4. Exact same position. 25 out. Not a harsh angle. Not a challenge at all. The Giants lead it by 10. 5-1-31 to 3-3-21 on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard.
So Giants, the momentum all in their way now. Korumburra cannot find the answers. Just your great first quarter performances like your Mitch Camaranos, they're just not stepping up. Like even Bailey Galante just can't find enough of the footy at the moment. It really only seems that Nathan Voss is, maybe Tim Miller, are the only ones having a real impact for Korumburra at the moment. So they need to step up here, the Demons.
Yep, Brown back in the ruck.
It was tapped nicely by McMillan of the Demons. They go further towards their 50, and that could be deliberate. Not quite. Giants will recollect the footy just in time. And Spills
did well to get a hand pass out of there.
Yeah, he was tackled by 2 players there. And that one was Nick Beasley, I think. So, boundary throw-in once again. Here's Camerano. We were just speaking about him before, at least I was. Centres towards it. He had Voss open there. Goes Cozzy instead. So now they're going to move along the wing. Kick wasn't perfect and it's intercepted by the Giants. And now they've got really a good amount of numbers here. Melbourne, not Melbourne. Got confused with the wrong Demons team. Can't find any open options and it's just really clogged up here to Sharon. No space to be found. We'll have a ball up. Can you imagine that? Melbourne Demons, Christian Petrarca here in Korumburra. Don't think so.
So Camerano.
He was held there.
Yep. He'll be given the free kick. And they're slow to get up. It's happened a couple times to Darcy Hargrave, just latching onto them and preventing them from escaping quickly. Camerano kicks wide to the wing. McMaster's kicked the 1 goal to half forward. Voss again. And now he'll play on. He'll measure it inside 50, and it wasn't paid high, but definitely hit was Jason Wells. Yet to hit the scoreboard. Kick out to the wing. And now the Giants can do what they've been doing all day, and that is just press and press. Forward, that is. Hargrave again. At centre-half back. Great smother from Voss. That time of the Matthew variety. It's just plucked out of the ground. Just clambering out of there is every player as the ball remains. And finally, a whistle. A little away from centre-half forward. It's a 10-point lead. That time the bounce was favourable for Anagnostu. The hand pass was a little erratic. Binley again. Slapped out of the air. Matthew Voss. And again, here is Cozzy. Anagnostu around the body. And he finds a teammate in McMaster who's kicked 1 already, and he'll have a look at his second.
So Luke McMaster, another pure Demon. He's played for the D's his entire career, dating back to his junior days.
Now, they'll definitely love to have this because their defence is beleaguered at the moment. Straight in front. It's a little to the left. And it's a minor score. Inaccuracy proves to be the constant problem.
So, Giants once again go down that Ross family wing. It's been going down there a lot today and running against the flight of the footy. There, look at the swarming Demons. Look at the numbers, and they're still going to lose the contest, but maybe not. Perhaps caught it a bit early. So now they've got an open option in Binley. Kicks further across the wing. Now he's found Bailey Galante. Now you're looking at Luke McMaster. Scored 1-1 today on the scoreboard. Another inside 50 entry, 2v1 in the Demons' favour. And ball just wrapped up there. Have a ball up and right half forward. So, although the Giants do have the lead, you feel as if no team really has a bunch of momentum at the moment.
Yep.
Stoppage galore.
Nearly ticking into time on.
So,
It's been 2 goals to the Giants and none for the Demons this quarter.
so Voss was in the ruck there. Spilt over and crawled on his back like a turtle there. That one was Tyler Newton.
Another ball up. Now into time on. A 9-point lead for the Giants. McMillan down and Agnostu just floats through the air. Ball still there to be won. And finally it is by the Giants defence. Just dumped out of there. McMillan almost did enough. And his teammate in Witter, he centres it. And it's raked in by Jason Wells. And I'm not sure what's happened off the play.
The small forwards are really pestering the Giants. Yeah. They're getting frustrated. That is Korumburra.
So we saw Jason Wells kicking from here before the game, and it missed to the left. But that time it was straight through the middle. And the margin has been cut to 3 on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. 5-1 Giants, 4-4 to the Demons.
Goal number 833 for that man. He's a star of local footy in Victoria. He's returned to Kui Rupp in the off-season after kicking 47 goals in 9 games for Long Warrior in 2021. In 2009, he nearly kicked a century for Long Warrior, actually, with 95 goals in a season. That also doesn't mention the 77-goal year he had for Kilcunda Bass in 2013 and bunch of numerous other outstanding seasons. And Kui Rupp, he had an 88-goal year for them in 2018. So, ball thrown up by the umpire. McMillan nearly got to it. You're looking at Camerano. That was a good find in the end. D's move along the wing. That was a good grab from Galante. Looking for any open option, but struggles to find one, so he's going to have to kick it to a contest. Oh, it's a good mark there. Stretches the arms and absolutely leaps Nick Beasley.
That could be also in contention.
Mark of the day. Yeah.
Used by King G.
He did a little bit of the Jordan there, the arms up. Don't mind if I do. So handballing towards the boundary. It's for Manus. Couldn't get a clean look at it. And the D's forwards are really pressuring now. They've got the footy in possession. Couldn't grab that one. But Wells is looking dangerous. It was an impressive tackle. Giants have the numbers. Try to clear it out. Danger sign spelling before it's rolled over the boundary line for a ball up. Or a throw in.
Nearly entering the main break. Both sides would like to just snatch another. Give them the impetus. Entering the half. And here go the Giants. Probably not meant for the ruckman, but it's taken nonetheless. Now, if he looks to the far wing, he has Grabham. Instead, he'll consider half forward. And he just refrained himself from giving it off before kicking short to the wing and back in board. Darcy Hargrave has had plenty of it, and he signals to his teammates, someone provide an option. He just hoists it as high as he humanly can. And Fermanus again joins the throng. The mark was not paid. It was play on, so he turns on his left. He snaps, and at fullback is Miller. He'll motor onto it, off the grass. Not comfortably taken by Graham, and he'll have to go after it. Instead, he provides some protection for Walker, whose kick was smothered. Here is Cossie again, picking it up. On the wing, the pack forms, and Someone in there absorbed plenty of pressure. It was Jordan Grabham. Just over 24 minutes. Can't be too long left. There's only been the 3 goals this quarter. Out from the pack without a plan, really. And, well, how was it judged? It's a throw in. Well done there by Timothy Miller again.
So 3 points the difference in your totally workwear scoreboard. Boundary throw in. The Giants, another goal would be handy. That was almost Hargrave out the back there. Almost another 6 points. Mark dropped by a demon, but he exits out. That was Cozzy in the end. You're now looking at none. Not quite.
Yeah, probably played for the free kick there.
Yeah, he certainly did. Just chucked up the arms. And boundary throw in on the broadcast side of the wing. So,
Can I just say, look at the mullet on Chris Kirk-Williams. It's almost
he's-
Sam Draper-esque.
he's got a big one. Sam Draper, I'd say he's the top 3 mullet in the AFL. And that's a good grab there by Grabham. He had a really good first quarter off half back for the Giants. So can't be too much time left now. High kick on the right. No one could grab it. But they've got numbers out the back. Pull for Manus, just couldn't find the footy. Went right over his head. And now it's going to be a boundary throw in deep inside the Giants 50. So dangerous territory here for any Demon player or fan. So the Ruck's battling it out. Who can get to it? Hargrave, he was lurking. And that was Nathan Moritor ran into a teammate.
Yeah.
And about 40 metres out, we'll have a throw up. So that's poor for Martis. Not quite. Thought that was on its way. And the siren sounds. That will do us all for the first half. The Giants, 5-1-31, leading Kui Rupp 4-4-28 on your totally workwear scoreboard. Of course, the new store in Pakenham.
I was about to say at the end there, Fermanus was loitering, but couldn't quite get the accuracy right. So 5-1-31 says on the scoreboard for Korumburra Bena Giants against 4-4-28 for the Kui Rupp Demons. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back for the halftime show, but it's the Giants by 3 entering the main break.
A community that likes to work hard. Digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. And it's feeling like I'm in the roof. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard. Digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm letting go in my heart. Ah, of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm in love. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm letting go in my heart. Ah, of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm in love. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm letting go in my heart. Ah, of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm in love. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
a community. A community that likes to work hard. Digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm letting go in my heart. Ah, of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm in the roof. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community. A community that likes to work hard. Digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm letting go in my heart. Ah, of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm in the roof. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community. A community that likes to work hard. Digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm letting go in my heart. Ah, of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I'm in the roof. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
community that likes to work hard. Digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm letting go in my heart. Ah, of everything that holds me down. No, no.
Welcome back to Saturday afternoon football. Korumburra Bena versus Korumburra. It was a close first half. There's only 3 points the difference. The Giants, the lead in favour of them. I'm Bailey Allen, and I'm joined by my co-commentator Dylan. What was your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, it was quite eventful in the first quarter. 3 goals apiece, 3 goals to the Giants, and then 3 goals in quick reply to the Demons. But in that second quarter, it just slowed up. 1 goal, obviously, to the Demons and 2 to the Giants. But I felt like the Giants didn't take advantage of every offer that they had. And the Demons, on the other hand, they did, because it says 3 points on the scoreboard, and I think they're probably deserving of a 15, 16-point lead, the Giants.
Yeah, they have contested the footy really well, and they've provided options for each other, whereas Korumburra, I know there were a couple of occasions there where Nathan Motd found himself just stranded in a sea of orange and just had absolutely no one to come after him. Same thing with Mitch Camerano. There were a couple of occasions where he had no demon open whatsoever. So Demons got to start moving a bit more for their teammates in order to get this game back in their favour, I reckon.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see who's been given the best pep talk, I guess you could say. Motivation is needed for both sides. 31-28. It's relatively low scoring, considering the amount of scoring shots. If it was 4 goals 7, for example, for the Giants, I'd say that it could be high scoring, but they've definitely struggled to have the open shots at goal. In fact, I think there's only been a couple of goals that have been in play rather than set shots.
Exactly.
They warm up for the second half in their huddles. Not too long before we're underway. Out of the main change.
Whilst we're here, Dylan, who do you reckon's best on ground at the moment? I'd be going Nathan Voss.
Yeah, I'll have to agree. Nathan Voss in a losing side at the moment, but if we're talking about the Giants, I'd have to say I think Paul Fermanus probably just has the head in front of... And I've lost my train of thought, but there was also one of the Walkers has been impressive. I don't exactly know which one yet, but I'm sure this second half will be telling.
I reckon if we're going for the Giants, I reckon Darcy Hargrave would be best on ground for me.
Yep.
He's been really played well in contested situations, and he's been composed with the Sharon, and he's found his way in and out of traffic really well, and he's had a couple of good inside 50 entries as well. So he would be my man for best on grounds if the Giants are to win today.
One key takeaway is that it's patently obvious that the small forwards are just trying to creep and crawl under the skin of their defenders. We saw last quarter, I believe it might have been Bailey Gallant. Yeah, so Bailey Gallant, he's just been talking and chirping. He's just been the irritant. And I think that'll be a continuing theme in this second half.
Even Jason Wells, he was getting under their skin as well. So
no pun intended.
I didn't realise what you'd done there for a sec, but fair enough, I'll pay it.
Umpire just waiting for the green signal. The Giants by 3. Saturday afternoon football here at Korumburra Bena Oval. And now the ruckman will duel it out. It's a nice tap forward by Brody Yap, who's been given the ruck duties early on. Hurled forward by Hargreaves. And now a one-on-one. They'll have to contend with each other. Good combat. Finally, it was almost organised, but fell back into the pack, and we'll have a ball up on centre half to right half forward. Korumburra kicking to your left of screen. So this is Korumburra's forward line. They chain up the handballs. Salabrine, plenty of height in it, and the mark is taken by Fermanus. Who else would it be for the Giants?
And that's another contender for our mark of the day, presented by Fuse by King G. That was a great grab, and he's taken a couple today. That is Fermanus.
I'd say that's almost inadvertently methodical, because he would definitely prefer the jump and the leap. And he does have height and just the brute body strength. And he's a good kick too. And I'm glad I didn't curse him there. The first goal, the way of the Giants, who have a 9-point lead, 1 minute in on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard.
And they've really needed Fermanus this season, the Giants, and today proves exactly why. He's kicked half of their goals. Bag of 3 to his name at the moment, Fermanus, and Melbourne defenders just cannot respond to him. Tim Miller and the back line down there for Korumburra. So what do we have in store here? It's a 9-point lead now. So ball up in the centre square. It was Yap in the ruck, as we mentioned before. And they're now going towards right half forward. Could have been picked off there by a Demon, but instead he went for the punch. That was Fletcher McMillan.
I think James Dunn was a little nervous. In fact, it's not James Dunn. Rather, it's Joel Cuman. He panicked when he saw the big body behind him. And he's just talking to him now.
So Yap versus Brown in the ruck. Demons get the footy. And now they just need a bit of composure. None. That was a great leap at the Sharon. You got Voss screaming for it. He finds himself in a one-on-one. Almost took the chocolate there. Now he's just using the body. Tries to place a shepherd for his teammate, but the teammate didn't recognise what was going on. Crunches him! Oh my goodness! Check on that man! And it sneaks through for a goal!
Oh, it's touched. It's touched. Right.
My
on the goal line.
Goodness, might I just say.
What a sequence.
What a absolute tackle. Crunched him, call him Nestle. My goodness.
And it's still in play. And they might have a second crack at it. Do the Demons. Right to full forward and a mark.
Highlight galore down here in Korumburra.
Now, what I didn't get to say before was that Nathan Voss was a literal barricade to his opponents. And now Jason Wells, who's already kicked one today, can engineer a second here to again reduce it to 2. And he has. Hear the sirens, they tell the story. A big crowd today. It's a 2-point game on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard.
What an amazing 3.5 minutes we've just had.
Yeah, what an entrance to the half.
What a great game of footy. The crunch and then almost a goal, but the goal umpire called it touch, and for inside 50 entry, and Jason Wells dives back. Bit of Odell Beckham Jr. about him, I reckon.
Yeah.
So.
Didn't take it one-handed, though,
No. Still, wrong sport, but one of the greatest catches of all time. So Celebrine tried to find an option, but there was none open. That could be high, but umpire does call it in the end, I think. Or
ball up.
Ball
Appreciate
up.
the accent on the name there. The name pronunciation.
Celebrine.
Celebrine. And
That'll be a
that's on
block.
a free kick, yep.
So Brown to take it. The ruck wanted to dish it off by hands, but instead goes a long, deep kick inside 50. No one could come out with it. Wrapped up again. We'll have another ball up. You're looking at about maybe 45 metres out, directly in front of goal. So What can the Giants do here? Not much at the moment. So we'll have another ball up directly in the same spot, pretty much. The ball just tunneling through some legs. No one can really get a clean grip on it at the moment, and more stoppages.
Same position, same result. A ball up. Fingertip to it. Nah, not a lot of impact in it. So the umpire will just redo play. Volleyball style and a free kick this time to the Giants again. Now are they in range? Well, we'll have to put a halt to it. Only for a fraction of a second. He received it back. Not a lot of space, but the opponent slipped and it was run down. What a tremendous tackle by Nathan Murator, the man you spoke on at halftime, Bailey Allen.
Nathan Murator hunted him down like a gazelle and a cheetah. Handball over the top. None. They're open now, the D's, but maybe not. Grab him. Was it open target? He found Jai celebrating the ends. That's a tough kick, but grab him. He's going to run onto it again. Number 19 with the long mullets. Now the D's pushing forward. Travis Binley turns it over. There was a good mark by Celebrine. He's had a really good third term. I'm liking his game at the moment.
He has. Short kick for Brown. And Brown will move it on. That had to be precise, and it was. It was a bullet for Matthew Lallo, who turns. He straightens up. Definitely doesn't have the distance in him, I'd think. So he just puts it to the hot spot for Marnus at front position. It did well to be broken up in the air, but only to the rover of the Giants, and he's missed off to the right. Did Josh Hargreaves, and that just would have added to his case because he's been productive today. And they'll enter from full back. Need to show a clean pair of heels out of here, do the Demons. McMillan. Oh, that kick smothered for Marnus. Enforced his will at time. And it fans out to the left.
That's uncharacteristic considering his game today. The Don't Argue was terrific. I liked that. But probably had a bit more time and had a bit more space to run further into goal. So rushed that a bit. Nonetheless, Giants still have the lead by 3, 38-35. That was an excellent punch. This is an opportunity they can capitalise. Is that Cristiano Ronaldo? Not quite. And another ball up. Absolutely booted that footy with the big toe there. So tapped out, and now the Giants are out again. But that was Miller. He was lurking towards the footy, read it wrong, and had to just tap it on the boot again. He's done that a couple times. On the hands.
Yeah, nice.
That was a good option provided there. And they turn it right back over.
Yep.
That's unfortunate. That was a Demon turning it over there.
That's been the flow of play in the last minute or two. Just to no avail. They've been kicking in hope of someone to take a mark.
That was Archie Witter that turned it over before.
Celebrine put his teammate on a path forward. 2 centre-half forward. Tapped up in the air. Anagnostu, no way out. And a ball up. 40 metres out from the Giants' goal. Just over 9 minutes in to the third quarter. A 3-point lead. Fell perfectly into the hands of the Demons. And now they can venture forward. Just tripping over himself was done. Rather Anagnostu. And pass out. And the ball falls into dispute. So again, Kirk Williams. That time knocks it down. Plenty of Giants frolicking after it. Snap around to full forward. And almost serendipitously into the hands of the full forward.
Matt Lello, that was a great snap under pressure as well. I know he tripped over himself, and still with the number change here, It's unfortunate because this man is going for his third. Directly in front, bangs it!
Oh, watch out.
Oh,
Nice
little
mark
fella,
taken.
yeah, just got it. Protects the Hyundai there. So, it is now a 9-point lead. The truckies getting behind some Saturday afternoon footy. That's what you love to see in the hills here of Korumburra. A little bit cold, so sitting at around 12 degrees at the moment, and there is a wind, but it is a beautiful afternoon. The sun just beginning to set a little over the mountains in the country here. So, tapped by Yap, the undersized ruckman, you might say. Nunn attacks the footy. Almost tried to play for the free there, ducked a little. And now you've got Hargrave pushing towards, but Demon got there first. And now they've got numbers here. That was Motd. Dished it off by hands on an angle, and he slots it. Not quite, off to the left. That was Matt Voss on the shot there. So, kicking from the goal square going towards the Giants. It's blocking the sun. That's going to provide a problem for players as it begins to set, and that's a good contested mark there for Motd. So he centres it, and he finds a wide open Mitch Camerano. Now, he's a bit of a shorter midfielder, is Camerano, so will he have the legs? It's about, maybe 43 or so out.
You can just hear the blustering wind.
Yes, of course, going towards west, so that might provide a little bit of trouble here for Mitch Camerano. Not quite! It goes straight through. Heard me, and he's like, I'm just going to kick a goal just for that.
Yep, they converge on them once again. A 2-point margin.
And I've got to say, Dylan, I did not expect this game to be this close. I was speaking before, and I thought Korumburra, although they're not a finals quality side at the moment, I did expect an absolute blowout here today, but no, the Korumburra Bena Giants have really provided good fights, good hunger, good courage.
Absolutely. Ball back up. Knocked down from Kirk Williams. Anagnostu's kick was deflected into the hands of Murator again. They link up by hand. Camerano off the shoulder of the defender. I believe it was Kirk Williams, so maybe the ruckman defence role. Salabrine to the wing. Out in full stretch was Wells. Rather, not Wells.
Nathan Murator, he's having a really good third term.
Now into the forward line for the Demons. Another shot, a goal. Well, it was inevitable. It's not anymore because it wasn't a clean pickup. And it's a minor score, and it's a 1-point margin now.
That's the first error Nathan Voss has really had all game. All he needed to do there was just swiftly swing the hips to the right there and go along with the motion of the footy, but he kind of just stood over it and hence couldn't pick it up properly. So we've got some issues here for the Giants. They're looking directly into the sun. That are the backmen, so it's going to be hard to find any open Giant, especially with their colours. So ball spilled out. Finds an open option. It's the key forward. He's kicked 3 goals today. Now you're looking at Boyd Robertson. Finds an open man, and that is once again Paul Fermanus. So Fermanus going for number 4 today? Number 4.
Now his last kick was definitely a little errant, so we'll see if he can rectify it.
Here's a fairly accurate shot on goal, this man. A big body midfielder that can go up 40, slotted it! 7 points the difference now. Giants getting up and about. Car horns blaring. We have got a contest on our hands. Some seesawing action here in Korumburra on a beautiful Saturday afternoon.
It is a roller coaster at the moment. And a 7-point lead has opened up as we just trickle over 15.5 minutes into the third quarter on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. And you might see Brody Yap in the ruck. So a noticeable shift. We'll see what he can do here. He stuck out the leg to good effect because the tap was down to a teammate who was quickly wrapped up and engulfed by the tackle. It's a nice throw up. Yap again.
And I like what Yap's doing in the ruck. He's hasn't been in there much today, but he's provided some really good opportunities, and that's an excellent kick there from Nathan Morator. Oh my goodness, he's having an excellent third term, that man is. No one could really grab it there. McMaster snaps it around, tries to find a demon, but it's more of sort just rumbling and tumbling. An umpire,
He's
given away a free kick. He has, for holding the ball. And that will be Bailey Galanti to take the set shot.
Spoke on this man at half-time. I said that he will certainly provide some sort of a flair. We'll see what he can do now.
And if he kicks this one, you can bet he'll probably get right up in a Giant's face. So Galanti, calm and collected to get it back to 1 point. Long run up. Kicks it. It's looking good. Hits the post. That is heart crushing.
Right into the woodwork.
Oh no.
Well, it's a straight kick now. And, well, you just feel like this last quarter is going to be as intense as ever. That is a dangerous kick. And McMaster entered and marked.
That sun again, it's providing issues. It's coming over from your right of screen, so now the Giants just struggling to see any options, and McMaster just read the ball beautifully, didn't he?
He did. I'm not sure where he entered the frame from, but now he has the opportunity. It's revealed itself to tie the game. And he fully grasps the moment. It's a tied game here at Korumburra. 8-2 to 7-8 on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard.
And I understand we're early in the third term, but oh boy, is a draw on the cards. It has been back and forth all day long. No side has really been able to grasp a lengthy period of momentum.
No.
So we now sit at 50-50 all square.
This is an arm wrestle.
There certainly is, Dylan. So thrown up. Yap, he's had a good quarter in the ruck. So has the midfielder Murafor. Almost fell back into the mark. That was a Giants defender. Wells, are you kidding? Bounces through, snaps it on the right. What a goal! That's got to be in contention for our King G Trade Comfort Max goal of the day.
Absolutely, Bailey. And just like that, in quick succession, they've kicked multiple goals and they've regained the lead. Can you believe it?
So, Jason Wells, that is now his third for the day.
He's halfway there.
He has had himself a performance in this third quarter. And Giants now under the pump. Kui Rupp, that was a great centre clearance as well.
And the duress that they've applied in the last couple of minutes has been evident. Again, Yap off the shin of a defender. Murator again. Just broken up and swiped away out to the wing. Just the one giant hunting it down, but it evades him and moves over the final destination of the boundary line. Just over 20 minutes in.
I reckon Murator's had about maybe 3 or 4 clearances in this quarter. He has played insane. Has Yap. He's been great in the ruck as he lines up this time. My mistake, it's actually Voss in the ruck, I believe.
Oh, no, it was Yap.
Oh,
Yep.
it was Yap.
Yep.
Even the sun deceiving me a little bit. And you can hear the Giants fans screaming ball from the Ross family stands, but umpire says not so much. Ball up. Yap, he was leaped over. And it'll be a struggle for the Sharon. No one can get out in the end. So, this is Byron Walker on Murator. He needs to take bigger defensive account for him because he has just got the ball on the string at the moment. So ball tumbling around. And there's going to be another ball up. It's been a few stoppages in the last couple of minutes. Seeing close to the boundary line. Yap versus Brown. It was a good punch, but went straight to a demon. You're now sitting with Cozzy. Oh, almost a great leap taken by Voss, but now they've got numbers leaking. Oh, that's got to be holding the ball, and he pays it. That was a great tackle. So, Kui Rupp.
Is this McMaster again?
Looks like his boots. But
Good to see you. You're taking care of the more important things. The boots, of course, helping him kick 2.
so McMaster lines up. He's found it. Kui Rupp, they're starting to create a little bit of separation now. 4 goals unanswered, 12 points the difference.
Absolutely, it is the Giants' turn to respond. Goal upon goal upon goal in this quarter, but they desperately need one now, Korumburra Bena do.
And McMaster, he hasn't had him too bad of a game himself.
No.
He is I think he slotted 3 as well.
Yep, including a contender for the King G Trade Comfort Max, a goal of the day. Can't be too long left. Maybe about 2, 3, 4 minutes. It's almost 23 through this third quarter. And Voss had that attached to him. Couldn't break away. Nice tap from Kirk Williams. Dispossessed in the meantime was the midfielder. Parker came barging through. We'll have another ball up, so plenty of stoppages this quarter. Also plenty of goals. McMaster with 3, Fermanus with 4. Fermanus would love a 5th here if they could just escape, but the pressure is brutal right now, and a throw has been called. So here is the chance. Maybe a window of opportunity. Salabrine kicks it wide. A 1-on-1. Nice tackle laid by Miller. It's been a difficult structure to bypass today. Full-back roll. So Kirk Williams again. Galanti just tosses it up, and camped underneath was Voss. Again, now he has a vacant goal square. He goes that way, it tumbles across the ground, and in the end, it's probably not a bad result for the Demons.
Yeah, look, I thought Voss probably should have found Wells there. Wells had an absolute paddock in front of him, and knowing his accuracy, he would have slotted that one. So, yeah, it's a good result to get closer, but maybe a bit of lack of judgment there from Voss. So, Giants had the footy. He's had probably enough prior, but they get possession. He snapped that from the toughest of angles. Are you kidding? Mitch Camerano. Little dribbler, not a giant defender in sight, right through the big sticks for 6.
And you can just see all the Giants fans, hands on heads. They know that this opportunity is quickly evaporating. That's 4 goals in a row for the Demons. There's still time, but they definitely need the next, or they need the siren to go as soon as possible so they can just regroup and regather and come out into the fourth quarter revitalised. 25 minutes into the third. An 18-point lead on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. Half forward again for the Demons. Surrounded by a few Demons was the ball, and now the Giants can pounce through the corridor. Up in the air, mark almost taken, parked underneath. It's one of the forwards and an umpire. Oh no, it's not an umpire rather. It's one of the players. Someone's fallen down, and a nice strong aerial presence by Brody Yap in defence, who's had a prominent quarter. Nearly 26 minutes through. A lead provided by Witter. Instead he'll take the longer option to the wing. A one-on-one. Voss. This time
grab.
Matthew. Yep, very. And now he sets up the framework. McMaster taps it forward. Plenty of space for Jason Wells, but he couldn't collect the footy. And we'll have a ball up 15 metres away from their goal. And now the question is, can they beat the siren? Just over 26 minutes into the third quarter. The Rovers enter. A hand pass out. Second effort. And Agnostu snapping around the body. And it's a behind.
He was tackled during that kick as well. That would have been a fair effort if that slotted through. So, Giants really struggling in the past 10 minutes or so. As you said, Dylan, they're just praying for this siren to blast so they can recollect themselves. Mark taken on the opposite side of the broadcast wing. And there is just not really anyone open except, looks like, Wade McDonald, but he's dropped it. That was silly. None. Never mind, it was Cozzy. And he's tackled as he was kicked, and that drifts right for a minor score. Cozzy Anexostu, he's had a pretty good game today. He's found lots of the footy, and
Well, look at that. They've had double the amount of scoring shots have Korumburra, but they lead this game by just 20 points now. Sorry, Kui Rup rather. Lead this by 20 points. And it's only coming back that way. They're under siege at the moment. Hand pass out, and a flying shot at goal is missed again. So they could have well and truly put this game away, and we spoke about it in the pre-game show, the halftime show. Inaccuracy is an obstacle, a substantial obstacle that they need to overcome. 18-19 last week, 10 goals, 11 in the third quarter at the moment with just a 21-point lead. But now the challenge sits with the Giants, and it's not a great start to climb that mountain that only continues to grow. 28.5 minutes through the third quarter, 21-point lead on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard.
so it was a bit of an errant kick by the Giants backman. So now they've got a clearance. Oh, that's Wells leading perfectly out in front. Too easy. So Wells, the tap man, such a talented forward, found oodles of space in front of him. Little ballerina step, slots it. Too easy for that man.
Wow.
So you're now looking at a 27-point lead, and it has really only been created in the past 10 minutes. Giants have just completely fallen off the ball. Nowhere near the amount of intensity they had in the first half.
I don't want to go too early by saying that that was the final nail in the coffin, but geez, they have to respond expeditiously, do the Giants. 27 points, and by far the longest quarter of the last few weeks, in fact. Nearly 30 minutes. Almost half an hour. So it spills to Camerano. Seeds out the hand pass for Binley, but there is the siren. And what a quarter it was by the Korumburra Demons. 6 goals to 2. And they have a commanding 27-point lead entering the final change. We won't be too long. We'll see how the Giants can respond. And can the Demons maintain this lead?
And it's feeling like I've been renewed. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland, whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm letting go in my heart. Ah, of everything that holds me down. No, no. And it's feeling like I've been renewed. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me.
Winterland, whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear.
This is a story of a community that likes to work hard, digging, fixing, building, keeping people safe, or just lending a hand. A community that all have one place to come together, where they're spoilt for choice and good service is everything. And although there are stores all over Australia, the owners are as local as they come. Totally Workwear, clothing your hard-working community.
I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm going all the way up. Ah, I'm letting go in my heart. Ah, of everything.
Well, they were certainly hard to restrain, were the Korumburra Demons in the third quarter. 6 goals to 2. They lead this by 27 as both sides are in their huddle, and definitely a more relaxed Demons side. And you'd think the Giants would, well, it's definitely a game they can win. They need 5 goals to overcome that difficult challenge, but it's not impossible. Bailey Allen alongside me.
Yeah, I feel like their mids need to step up in terms of they need to win more contested footy, but their forward line, they need to put in a bit more of a performance as well. It's, of course, Paul Fermanis. He's really carried this forward line and was one of the main reasons why this game was as close as it was originally. So not only does he have to continue his good performance today, his other forward counterparts need to chip in a bit as well. So, and as for Korumburra, that was pretty much the perfect quarter.
Yes.
There was nothing left to be desired. Of course, Nathan Morito, he had a blinding third term. He got every clearance you could think of, and even Brody Yap, that was his first term in ruck, and I found that he challenged the Giants really well there. So
You've just stolen my next point on clearances. Rather Nathan Murator, plenty of clearances, maybe 5 or 6. Brody Yap had a couple, even Mitchell Camerano, and he did kick a goal or 2 as well. Luke McMaster has been a forward that's had a lot of impact on this game.
McMaster and Wells.
And Jason Wells, of course. But the Giants just need to look for Paul Fermanis. 4 goals to his name. And in the pre-game show, we said the opportunities, they have to be pounced on. So he's kicked 4, but probably could have 6 or 7 to his name.
And credit to Tim Miller. He hasn't played a perfect game, but he's a talented backman. Like I mentioned before, he was in the Team of the Year last year for the West Gippsland Football League. So he's hasn't kept him quiet, but he's kept him somewhat contained, you'd say.
But just before we begin this last quarter, it's not easy for the backman. I think he's played an outstanding game, but obviously defence is definitely the most difficult position in AFL. 4 goals against his name, but it's definitely more than the scoreboard suggests. Plenty of rebound 50s. Strong marks over his head. There's the siren. What can the Giants do in this last quarter? Brown just climbed the step ladder. And he'll have another chance at it. All up in the centre. Going the Demons' way. Well done. That time. Salabrine to half forward. It's kept alive. And hampering pressure by the Demons.
And that's an unfortunate situation. There were so many players that could have bled out there if they had picked up the ball properly, but oh well.
Yep.
Got to go again.
So it fizzles out to the Demons again, but it's a free kick going the Giants' way. Darcy Hargrave, a little quiet in the third quarter, had a brilliant first half. Interesting choice in the pocket. Big set of knuckles, and it prevented access for anyone. "25, 30 metres out from the Giants' goal. Need to capture one early, but they'll put a stop to it. They're just precluding them from being a presence at the moment. The Demons' defence. The Giants, they'll have another shot at it. Need to locate someone for Marnus. Big collision, he barreled into the body of the defender. And now the defence, they just flush it away to the wing. McMaster, he's venturing forward, took the shorter option. McMaster wasn't there to lurk. Instead, his teammate in McMillan did enough to force it out of bounds. He came across well after he misjudged the marker, then he came across well, did Fletcher McMillan.
McMaster had some good run there, was screaming for a mark but didn't get in the end. It resulted in a boundary throw-in, so pushing further towards Kui Rupp's forward 50. There's an entry and it's picked off well.
Besley.
That's by Nick Besley. And he's been playing senior footy for Korumburra Bena for some time now, dating back to 2009. Had a short stint with the Frankston YCW reserves in 2010, but he's
no. Oh, I thought that was trouble.
He's been a Bulldog or a Giants his whole career as Besley. And almost missed a crucial mark there. He did, in fact. So, Kui Rupp could have been open there with Mitch Camerano, but misread the bounce. So now entry inside the Giants 50. I thought he had plenty of the footy there, but umpire won't pay the mark. Don't argue for Marnus. Had to just smack it on the boot eventually. Dropped mark. Held back 3v1. They're in trouble here and he's brought that in. But umpire calls my ball. So the Giants quickly got it down there into the ground towards their 50, which is a good sign. Mitch Camerano had a couple clearances in the third term, continuing his good game. It was a strong mark by Voss.
Yep, nice target.
He then finds McMaster. Wells slipped over, and it was a diving mark taken by
Cumin.
Cumin, was it?
Or it may be Bestley.
I thought it was Bestley, but perhaps not.
No,
So
it is Bestley, you're right.
grab him, off half back, kicks it towards the wing. Giants end up with the 40. Oh, it's a great tackle. What hunger. So now Korumburra can again just calm themselves down. Dishes it off by hand. Another inside 50 entry. McMaster almost put two hands on the Sharon. Giants in trouble. Easy turnover. Wells looking dangerous. Besley almost marked it. And if the ball had just gone behind there, Wells could have easily run into an open goal, but instead it went off to the right. Boundary throw-in. So Voss in the ruck, punches it out. Ends up with a Giants. Rush, kick out.
Voss.
That's Matt Voss. Will he go for it? He played on, actually. Evades one defender. Evades two. Evades three. And the Giants defenders, they're providing well here. They just can't get it out of the 50. That's their only problem at the moment. But they're showing lots of courage. High kick. Nearly a mark. Witter onto the left. Is it going to dribble through? Not quite over the boundary line. So you just get the feeling as if the Demons will get a major on the board here, because the Giants, they're doing well from preventing that, but they just cannot effectively get it out of the 50. So ball spills out. Bailey Galante was lurking. Now you're looking at Cozzy. Ducks one. McMaster onto the left. Snaps it. That's high. That's going to be a mark for Voss right in front as he collapses. And he's about 30 out. Slow to get up. And that's Tyler Newton on the floor in the long sleeves. He gets up. Brushes it off, and Voss, he's had a great game today. He's been up forward, he's been in the mid, he's played a little bit of ruck. The perfect definition of a utility. This for 33 points. It's getting tough now for the Giants as Voss slots it through. Another goal for his name. So the scoreboard now reads 12-11-83 to the Giants 8-2-50 on the Totally Workwear scoreboard. And we're nearly 7 minutes into this fourth quarter, and it just feels like it's starting to get out of reach for the Giants.
Yep. New store opening in Pakenham, of course. Totally Workwear. Existing stores, but that new store is a sight to behold, and so is this Demon side at the moment. Out of the rubble again. They interchange through hands to half forward. Comfortable mark. Look who it is again. McMaster just centres it and eludes a couple. It's finally brought back down by the Demons. McMaster again. Can do no wrong, this man.
And Wells, he...
Oh, hold that thought for a moment, because he plays on and lace out. It's the forward, and Nathan Voss can go back for his third.
And just on that previous play, Jason Wells, he weaved out of traffic beautifully there. It was like a swatting grace, and he found a teammate, and then it was even better lead by Nathan Voss. So he's looking for his third, I think it is today.
And he's missed.
Just drifts off to the right of face.
Nicholas Besley to bring it back in for the Giants, but They're in a corner by themselves at the moment. Thorough kick. Celebrine. And he can craft one short. Just sits at half back. Quick appraisal of what was ahead before moving it on. Kicks laterally for Tyler Newton, who's back up on his feet. Besley again. Has an acquaintance to his left. Shrugs that off. Down the line. That is a searing ball. Wade McDonald. But it was a searing ball, but they're only at half back at the moment, and we know how quickly that can transform into half forward. Not that time. On the wing. Nice mark. Celebrine again. That was Hargreaves who took the mark. Celebrine called to go. He gives it off to a teammate through the middle who can put it to half forward for Marnus again. He was just obstructed. Not illegally. Demons can skedaddle. The Giants, though, they'll retaliate with another entry. It was a little ineffective because it's out of bounds. About 30 metres out. 8-2-50 to 12-12-84. Almost 10 minutes in to the last quarter on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. So in their forward line, a lot of meterage on that throw-in. Brown again, just tapping it forward. Galanti, his kick is cut off. So Kirk Williams ignored the teammate to his left. That's online for goal. Would need about an extra 30 metres. What can they muster here? Nothing for the moment. And it bounces and bounces, but only to the boundary line.
So we sit at 10 minutes and 20 seconds into the final term. A win looks inevitable here for Korumburra unless the Giants can create something magical in the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, there's been a lot of almost moments in this second half for the Giants, but right now it's a must.
So Celebrine dishes off by hand. That was clever, and it's intercepted too easily.
Yeah.
And now you're looking at
Galanti.
Galanti. Dylan calling that one. Looking.
Well, I've spoken about him all day, so it's only right that I correctly identify him.
Oh! Voss almost went up for a grab there. And I think it was a free kick for unrealistic attempt. So Hargrave on the right. That's a high, long ball. No one got it in the end, but it spilled out. And Korumburra ended up as victors in that contest. So back line just moving towards the wing, but now they look to centre it. That was clever.
Yep.
You're looking at Voss. Now Camerano, he's had a good game in the midfield. Voss. And that was a good use of the body there by Tyler Newton. And now he looks to kick it out to the wing. It was contested by a couple demons. And now they've got numbers. It spells danger. A wide open paddock for the demons. Wells puts himself in front of the Giants defender, uses the body terrifically. And Besley was no match for this man who is far too talented. So Jason Wells, he's kicked how many today? 4?
I think we'll go with 3 for the moment.
3 for Jason Wells. It's what Dylan's telling me, and you can't make it 4. Goes to the left.
Yeah, I'm not sure how reliable I am after Mason McGarrity's effort 2 weeks ago. Kicked 10 and I thought it was 9, but...
Well, of course, you can check Play HQ after the game. They've got all the stats for you.
So they'll resume play. Besley just bangs it forward. A 2-on-1 in the air. So Lalo had to fight for good position. And now there's a 2-on-2. Defenders, in fact, Fermanis was probably the most significant, and he's been given the free kick. So 13 minutes through. I mean, it's always possible. Miracles can happen. But they need this and then 5 others. Paul Fermanis has kicked 4. He'll be right on the arc when he releases. That is class. That is the textbook drop punt. 5 to Paul Fermanis' name. And it's a 29-point lead. And they can slowly chisel away at it. 9-2 to 12-13 on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard, nearly 14 minutes in.
Wonderful kick of the footy. It was nothing wrong about that. Not a single flaw in sight by Paul Fermanis.
Nothing beyond professional, really.
I would say for the Giants, they're going to lose today. But
He's gone early.
Well, look, I may have given the commentators curse just then, but it seems rather unlikely. I'd say Paul Fermanis would be best on ground in a somewhat disappointing Giants outfit. There could have been a dangerous tackle there against Hargrave, but instead we'll have another ball up.
In the second half, it has been a little disappointing. But that first half, they had the lead at halftime. They haven't had the lead yet, apart from one other game this year. That's a high entry forward, deep engagement. Fermanis needed that, and his teammates might put another on the board, and he does. Wait a minute. They're coming. 12-13 to 10-2 on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard.
The narrate...
He's missed. Well, I've just given him the speech of all speeches, but in the end, it's a minor score. So I'll retract that. 9-3 to 12-13 on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard.
Well, I think he thought it was a goal as well because he was celebrating with Fermanis. So, seems to be a little bit of confusion there between players, callers, fans alike. So, that's a great leap there from a Giants. So now a repeat inside 50. They've had some nice momentum in this last term. And that's a strong mark taken by Wade McDonald.
Now, if he kicks this, I might have to repeat everything again.
Yeah, if he can do this, I suppose the narrative appears that I might be eating my words. So, Wade McDonald. Time is running low. This is a necessity. No worries about it. What's the umpire's call? Goal. So Wade McDonald has injected some hope into this Giant side. And now we may just have a game on our hands once again going into the last 10 minutes or so of this final term on a Saturday afternoon in the beautiful town of Korumburra.
See, I was just foreshadowing, and that was all part of the plan, but it is a 22-point game. 16 and a half minutes in. Where to now? Do the Demons stress? Do they hold up play, or do they continue to attack? Punched out of there. A ball up. Right back in the centre. Darcy Hargrave, he was momentarily stunned there. It was a big tackle that was laid.
I'd say another Korumburra goal seals it, Dylan.
Yep. So Kirk Williams that time just spiking it forward. Now it's a one-on-one as they lope after it. They didn't really have their focus on the footy. Well, at least McDonald did, and after he kicked the goal, his only priority was to kick another. But the Demons... they're pedaling forward this time, slowly by hand. Galanti almost hit the runner. And now Nunn. A one-on-one forward. He's just miscued the kick. So Wells had to go back and fetch it. He'll snap around his body. And Nathan Voss.
That Wells-Voss connection in this second half has been terrific. That was just calm.
He plays on. And the defender had to react, but he missed it. And I'll wait this time. It's a goal. And that could be all she wrote.
Nathan Voss, what a game he's had. And his teammate, Jason Wells as well. Bit of rhyming there, but what a snap, what a goal assist. And then Voss was a bit of a low run around the mark, but I think it was Besley in the end was trying to block his opponents from marking the ball, but ended up going right over his head. So,
yeah, that's an inexplicable error from the defender there. He turned around, he saw the ball in midair, but he still didn't get to it. Kirk Williams in the ruck, and it's just snatched out of there brilliantly by Galanti. Wandering ball forward, McMaster again, none, and it's a throw. And the defence now has a big role to play. It was a hazardous handball, and it's a perilous kick as well. Walker will dish it off to each other, and now honouring the voice of Salabrine, but number 9 this time for the D's, Galanti, 9 on 9. And at half forward, we have a ball up. Yeah, over 19 minutes into the last.
So, this one close to being over. Sun almost set. That's a big snap across his body. Wells dove and, yeah, most definitely did not deserve the free kick there. Definitely played for it, but none. Almost got Chase.
Just keeping an eye on him. He's limping there.
Well, maybe that was maybe he wasn't trying to play for a free.
Yeah, Tyler Newton, he's been in trouble all day. Received a massive hit earlier on in the third quarter, and now he's just come up a little sore after that mark as the Giants worked around their half-back line. That's where it is currently. Kirk Williams to the wing, to a band at the wing. A couple of them will fly. Salabrine out of bounds. And into time on in the last. A 28-point lead for the Demons. They've been gallant today, the Giants. But you just feel that this could very well be over.
Well,
5 goals is needed. That's the equation.
For how they've played most of the season, yeah, today was a good effort. We'll give them that. The first half was immaculate. It was not much that went wrong in that first half. In the third, it just seems like they've run out of legs. And the fourth, maybe too little too late. So Yap in the ruck. He's gone a bit quiet this quarter, but he had a terrific third term. D's now out. McMaster had to dig low to grab it on the chest. You've now got a couple D's players. Almost jumped over Harms was Besley. Now there's a 2-on-1. Voss couldn't get a proper sight of it. Centers it right in front of goal, McMaster. And he has got a few to his name today. And he's looking for another directly out. About maybe 25 or 20 out. So McMaster in the bright blue boots, looking to ride off into the sunsets. Game over. So Korumburra 14-13-97 to Korumburra Bena Giants 10-3-63 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. And make sure to check out the new store in Pakenham.
Yeah, just over 22 minutes in. And Luke McMaster, oh geez, we're going to struggle with the votes today. There have been plenty of players to consider. McMaster, Nathan Voss, even Murator. So we'll have to weigh it up before our Fused by King G post-game show. As time dissolves and the sunset begins to show, as do the Demons. They'll go forward one more time. And maybe another if they can just get this out of the pack and extract it. The Giants do. Across this wing where the play has been extremely popular today. And nearly 23 minutes in. 34-point lead for Korumburra, who are coming off just the one win And before that, they lost to Phillip Island, so it's been a nice rebound for them. They've played Garfield, who are bottom of the ladder, and now Korumburra. So fortune falls with them, but it wasn't an easy task today. On the opposite wing, just outside the Ross family stand, a back tap. They've worked this nicely. The crowd is drawn pretty quickly to the footy. Camerano, hand pass, back in board for Anagnostu, and it wasn't 15. And another ball up. 65 out, I'd say, from the Giants' goal, but it didn't matter because the Demons are still on the prowl for another.
So, don't have a score available for you at the moment, but if Warragul are to lose, then this is a huge win for Kuirup in their ambitions for finals. Warragul are only 6th, but of course, any time you go up the ladder, it's a good situation to be in. So, Cozzy looks to centre it. Maybe the hand pass wasn't the greatest choice, and that deceived him well. Jai Celebrine was not tricked, however. Smothered nicely. That a mark? It is. A late contender for a mark of the day.
Yep, fused by King G, mark of the day.
And low kick inside 50. Oh, it was a good kick, but Tim Miller, that was class defending there. I liked that.
Yep, there is that man, Tim Miller, as we spoke on before. It still stays in play. The Giants will get another crack at it, but Brody Yap puts a nip in the bud. And the defense will just take time off the clock. No need to attack. No need to do much else except defend, which they will have to do again. Comfortable mark at half forward for the Giants. Too far out to score, and he just takes the delicate kick for the short option. And now they lower the eyes. Broken up in the air, but a free kick. And I don't think it was well received by Bailey Gallant, who's been talking to the umpires for the majority of today. So they'll have a late chance at goal. Will the Giants? There's a deafening silence around the ground. All the fans have just hushed for the moment. And Joel Cumin has missed.
So, as we speak, Warragul are playing Dallaston. Don't have a score on Play HQ, unfortunately, but
Warragul would be the favourites.
Warragul would most definitely be the favourites. Dallaston haven't had a terrific season themselves. Of course, in June or July, I cannot remember exactly which one it was, but they're going to get Sean Burgoyne, who was a part of the Carlton draft. And can they get one last score for pride? The Giants dribbles through. It was a nice snap, and that gives them a bit more confidence riding off into the evening.
11-4, 70, 14-13, 97 on the Totally Workwear Gippsland scoreboard. Unsure of how long is left, but there can't be too much time. Over 27 minutes played, and well, the quarters have been quite elongated today. We had a 30-minute quarter in the third, and now 27 and a half for the fourth, where Kuirup ran away early. And Korumburra have just kicked a couple of late consolation goals. We'll see how this last little passage plays out. And this time in the ruck for the first time today was Robertson, I believe. So Yap and Robertson duel it out. Not for the final time, because it appears that we will have another. There is the siren. It's a major win for the Korumburra Demons. And you can just feel this red and blue presence pervading the air. A 27-point win against a gallant Korumburra Bena Giants side. But Korumburra in the second half were too strong, and they will take the chocolates.
So 14-13, 97 were Korumburra to Korumburra Bena's 11-4, 70 on your Totally Workwear scoreboard. Of course, as we mentioned before, there's the new store in Pakenham. And now we go on to the post-game show. Our mark of the day, presented by Fused by King Gaze.
Yeah, now there is a few people who are an advocate for this. So we've got Nathan Voss in the first quarter, and Joel Cumin as well. I believe that was either late in the first quarter or early in the second quarter. Matthew Lello and Nicholas Besley just in that third quarter, maybe even the last. So we have plenty to select from.
Or maybe even Jason Wells as well. I think it was in that third term, down at the post here to the left of your screen. He dived into the mark, and that was a great leap from him. I thought I'd consider him as well, but
All right. Yep.
that Nathan Voss grab in the first quarter where he led out of the pack, that was a great grab.
All right. Well, just to be different, I will select Nicholas Besley's mark. Late down here in the fourth quarter, or maybe earlier on, even in the third. I've lost a little bit of time. I've lost the track of time, but it was a courageous grab back with the fly. And that is my selection for the Fused by King G mark of the day. Now, before we get to the votes, we do have to talk about the King G Trade Comfort Max goal of the day, which there were also a few options. Jason Wells, also Luke McMaster, and even Paul Fermanis was in there, but I'm leaning towards Luke McMaster.
Yeah, Luke McMaster had a couple good ones all game. Nathan Voss, he had a set shot in the second, I believe it was, and just the absolute swagger about that man. It was terrific as he kicked one of the best set shots you'll ever see from about 50 out, and that sort of swung the momentum in Korumburra's way, and in a way gave them the lead in the end. So I'd be going Nathan Voss actually on that set shot.
All right, now to the votes everyone has been waiting for. I'll let you go first. We'll go 1 to 3 up. Bailey Allen, who is your one vote to?
So one vote, I would go Paul Fermanis, I reckon. Paul Fermanis, he had a lot of goals, but unfortunately he was a part of the losing side, and I think that unfortunately there were some Korumburra players that were just a bit more prominent towards the clutch time, you'd say. So I'd give my one vote to Paul Fermanis.
2 votes?
2 votes, I am going to go Nathan Murator, sorry. His clearance work all game and his contested footy was brilliant. He never really skipped a beat, especially in that second half. He just kept on going. And I really liked his 110% all throughout the second half.
And now, who will your man of the match be?
Nathan Voss, easily. Kicked a bag today. Was really a utility all across the field. He played down forward, played in the midfield, was good when he played in the ruck. There was nothing you could really flaw about his game. He took a really good a couple contested marks as well, and was composed when kicking a goal as well. So I'd say Nathan Voss would take my 3 votes today.
All right. Well, I found these I struggled distributing these votes. So for 1 vote, I will go with. I'm just deciding now. I've got my 2 and 3 planned out. My 1 vote, I'll give it to Tim Miller. He did have 4 goals, maybe 5 goals against his name, but I thought that he was just a staunch structure in defence, and he held his own pretty well. 2 votes, I've gone with Luke McMaster, just the small forward role, and even a couple of big marks playing the tall forward role. So that's my 2 votes, but yeah, I think indubitably the man of the match for me is Nathan Voss. Couple of goals to his name, but he did absolutely everything in a 27-point win for Korumburra against Korumburra Bena in our Gippsland Workwear match of the round. But we will be at Tooradin next week in a much anticipated clash. Tooradin versus Phillip Island, who are they are undefeated on the top of the ladder. And Tooradin, well, we saw them last week and they were able to win by about 30 points. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Co-commentator Bailey Allen, thank you for being alongside me today. It's a 27-point win for the Korumburra Demons over the Korumburra Bena Giants.